All right, so you might have seen in a recent video me talk about being not as comfortable anymore hitting a draw. And obviously I've been working with Liam for quite a while now, and the moves that we've been making have predominantly pushed the movement towards a bit of a push draw. So the main movements being off, staying on, arms up, throwing it, and that movement just by itself and those drills tend to move you into the direction where, you know, you're aiming pretty straight. It's pretty neutral, but if anything, you got a little push draw. What I always find, if I don't, and I try to keep on top of the drills as much as possible, but I just find myself constantly trying to slow down my hips. My hips go super quick from the top. They spin really quickly. And when they spin, what generally happens, the hips just go too quick, club drops behind me, and then you've got the double miss, the big push, or the flippy one. And this is the reason in the past I've always liked to hit a fade, just because the fade felt safer. It allowed me to keep the arms a little more in front of my body, and I used to hit a fade with trying to feel like I'm holding it, which is obviously different to Liam's method, which involves a release. I've spoke to Liam and I just let him know, look, I'm struggling to hit. I just feel like I'm constantly trying to keep on top of slow my hips down. And especially if you're in like pressurized scenarios, the hips can tend to just get a little racy, which leads to the stuck, flip, or push. Like I said, I've always hit fades with trying to like hold the angle, like a hold off cut. But what that's always led to is problems with strike. And the reason is, as soon as you try and hold angle, you bring the club head closer to your body. If the club is here and then you try and hold it, it tends to get the club working like this, and then strike becomes a problem. And also holding on to this angle for as long as possible, eventually it's gonna go. It just didn't feel like a secure way of hitting a cut. And it always led to occasional toe strike and the occasional where, you know, it just goes early and you got the low left. And that's not what you want to do when you're trying to hit a fade. So Liam's got me doing a couple drills, and I think these would be good for anyone who's suffering, getting a little too inside, ball's getting a little bit hooky. It's just going to help you bring yourself back to neutral. And I spoke to Steve yesterday, and to be honest, me and Steve had some really good chats yesterday down on the range. And I definitely make golf too hard for myself, trying to hit certain shots when I should try and, you know, use these drills to get myself back to neutral and then just get out and play golf and hit the shot that I've got on the day. But what I'm trying to do with these drills I'm going to show you right now is basically get myself back to a bit more of a neutral place where I don't have to worry about the hips getting too quick. The first drill is one we could do in the sand, and this gets you to throw the club from your shoulder, but it gets you throwing the club out in front of you. I'm still working on the, you know, loading the club head, feeling like I'm getting off the golf ball a bit. But from there, we're chucking the club through this right shoulder, almost feeling like it's overplaying and a little steep. So from down the line, it looks like that. That gets the club in front and neutralizes what I've got going on. So this is what it looks like, just in the sand. That's not steep enough. And you should start to get a nice pattern. You want to get the divot in front of the line. So you're just working along, then you can do a few with both hands on. And straight away, it's just getting you in this position where you're throwing the club out in front of your body. So it's still a throw, it's still a release. It's not a hold, but it's a throw through your right shoulder. Obviously in the drills, it's going to exaggerate it more than it would be on the course. You're not going to be on the golf course and suddenly start looking like this. But if we go this way, it's a really good, there you go, see, that shallowness wants to get back, creep back in. It's a really good way of getting you working it out in front of you and throwing it through the shoulder. So then it looks a bit like this. There. Okay, so that's the first drill. It's just bang on for anyone who wants to find neutral, that's getting a little inside, a little under it. It's a really good feeling. This is the good one to start with. All right, so let's just rake this bunker, then we'll get to the next one. Drill number 2. There it is, John. He's got the towel out. What's he gonna do with it? The towel's back. So all these drills that you're seeing here that I'm talking about, they're on TGN, Tour Golf Network. It's Liam's monthly subscription app/website, where all of the drills are on there. And if you're a person that wants to get away from getting a bit too much, if you want to get away from position-based golf and get a bit more flowing and dynamic and allow yourself to, you know, feel a bit more athletic on the golf course, this is a direction I'd highly recommend. There's been loads of people from my videos that have seen my lessons with Liam and they've gone across. There's been loads. There's also some new little features on TGN now where a couple of the pros that Liam, it's a mix between Leon and Liam, that Liam's working with, they're now doing these reviews where for, I think it's about 30 quid, you can send a video of you doing the drills, and then they'll review it to make sure you're doing the drills properly. So just some extra stuff that's going on TGM. Do some of this in your practice, get on the drills, get that to slowly seep into your action so you can go on the golf course and free yourself up. So what we're doing is, we're doing the towel drill, we're hitting the towel. As you know, similar to what this is trying to do, this is trying to get the club more out in front of you, but not from a, you know, really high position where you're trying to feel like you're cutting across it loads. You're just trying to get the club out in front of you from this position here. So you're throwing it through this shoulder. So we're just going to change the position of the towel a bit. So instead of the towel being up where the ball is, we're just going to move the towel back and to the left. Then we're going to do the same stuff, feeling like we're loading the club head, getting up off the golf ball a bit, unweighting, keeping the pelvis level. And then we're just going to hit this towel from a slightly different position. And just the position of that towel is moving things further out in front. So it's still a release, it's still a throw, but it's a throw from a position that is encouraging a fade. So this is what it looks like from this angle into the towel. So it's still the energy in the club head, pelvis level, and then hit the towel from here. And that is what you can do to neutralize yourself if you're getting too stuck under.